Good morning, class, and welcome back. And we here uh, discuss the main part of the Russian Revolution, that is the turbulent period, according to the NCRT, the 1905 revolution. In this, we know about how it happened, how the revolution take place. Reason behind: Russia was an autocracy. Autocracy means self-rule, and Tsar Nicholas, who was the ruler monarch, he was not the part of parliament, was not part of the parliament, and liberals in Russia campaigned to end the state of affairs together the social democrats, social revolutionaries. And these, they were the peasants, workers during this revolution, and they demanded the constitution. We must know this. And they were demanding the constitution, as you saw in the French Revolution. They were supported in the empire by the nationalists. Nationalist means some democratic, social democrats were there, nationalists were there, they were supported by them. In Muslim domination, they sometimes the areas by jihadists who wanted modernized Islam to lead their society. So means some people wanting change. People were wanting change in the society. So Tsar was not the subject of parliament, we knew, and liberal wanted to end of the state of affairs, means they didn't want कि Tsar should be involved in the affairs matters of the state, and they worked towards the demanding the constitution. Means everyone was demanding the constitution during the revolution 1905. Now the picture you can see here in front of the church, everyone stood. It was the Sunday, and Sunday because they prefer to go church, so that's why here all the things happened. Price of the essential, reason behind how it happened: the year, it was not good for Russian workers, not for the peasants, not for the workers. So the prices of essential goods rose so quickly by 1904 that the real wages declined by 20. Means wages were declined and prices were going high. So it was not good for the people. During this time, four members of Putilov iron workers were dismissed. Means what happens, where the industry was, that from there four members were dismissed. Means first way the salary was not, wages were not, or after that they were dismissing the workers from the factory. There was a call from the industrial action. Means the people, I told you in the previous segment that whenever strike took place, the people gathered, the people associate themselves. So there was a call of industrial action. Over 1,10,000 workers went on strike, demanding a reduction in the working hours and increase in the wages. Now the picture you will see in forward how it happened, but if I tell you in the factories, or if you see some pictures on internet, you will find that there was a poor pathetic condition of the workers, working hours more, and the wages were less. Sometimes it is the main cause of revolution. So the procession was led by Father Gopen. Father Gopen you can see here, and sometimes people you can say Rasputin, you will see that they did not like them. Means excessive interference of, but here you see the procession was led by Father Gopen. He was with them, and procession was attracted by the police and Cossack. Means these people who were involved in the revolution, they also means wanting ki whatever is happening, it is good one, correct one. So over 100 workers were killed and 300 wounded. Means this kind of thing happened, this kind of event took place on Sunday, and incidents known as Bloody Sunday started a series of events and became known as 1905 revolution. So this is known by the name because when people gathered and this kind of event took place. Now Russian revolution of 1905. So people demanding a creation of constituent assembly. Means when all this happened, so in the continuation of this, in that the constituent assembly had to be, and Tsar allowed to the creation of an elected consultative parliament, or Duma. This was the name of the parliament of Russia, Duma. So he allowed, he told, because one, when the massacre took place and the event became historical, so he allowed the people that you can have the constituent parliament, that is Duma, you can form. Tsar dismissed the first Duma, because when certainly some you can understand that means the in 19 most of the committees were and unions were worked unofficially, so they declared it illegal. Means Tsar, when he saw that many members they didn't have any identity, so they were involved in that Duma in parliament, so he dismissed it. He did not like this idea and announced that election of second Duma. So he told ki in second Duma we'll discuss all the things. So First World War and Russian Revolution, Russian Empire. So what had happened after that means thrice the Duma was formed. First Duma, that is he dismissed, and Tsar dismissed the first Duma within 75 days. We have seen this. He did not want any questioning from the authority or any reduction of his power. That's why he dismissed, and he changed the voting laws and packed the third Duma. And conservative politicians, liberals, and revolutions were kept out. Means the people who could thought or who were the well thinkers of the society, they were kept aloof from this. So World War Russian, after this people went against. So in 1914 the first world war broke out between the two European alliances. They were or central powers or elite power. The central powers, who were the country in central power: Germany, Austria, Hungary, and Turkey. Elite power, they were like England, France, America, and Russia. Later, Italy also and Romania included in that. In Russian, the war was popular at the beginning and people rallied around it. In starting, people were very much enthusiastic to change the situation of the country and they rallied around Tsar. Tsar means they wanted to remove it. But later, supported grew thin. Gradually, means it support the support of the people was thinner, means it was not as it was in the beginning. So there was 7 million casualties and 3 million refugees in Russia, means were there, and anti-German sentiments ran high. Why? Because you see that Tsar and his wife Zarina, they belong to from Germany. ठीक है, army lost badly in Germany and Austria between 1916, and some sentiments hurt of the people. That's why they went against office. Now, Europe during First World War, the map you can see, and the First World War and Russian Empire. Another event, if you see that in 1914, we know the date of First World War, that is 14 and 18, had a severe impact on industry. By 16, railway lines begin to break down. Able-bodied people were called to the war, and large supply of the grain were sent to feed the army. So bread and flour became scarce in the cities because of war, because it was not expected the war should be so prolonged, and it prolonged from 14 to 18, continuous 4 years. So bread and flour became scarce in the cities. Why? Because all the supplies were given to battle or war. So by 1960s, bread riots became common feature. Means everywhere such kind of incidents could be seen in Russia. So if we go in the text, we'll see. So let's see the main part of the NCERT event. Like turbulent time, 1905 revolution, and we have seen all this, the bloody Sunday, how it happened, and formation of Duma, then First World War and Russian Empire. Basically here you have to understand that because why I am showing this now, the pictures are very much attractive. The Russian soldiers during the First World, how enthusiastically the people jumped into that war situation. So if you see that how it was happening, the main thing is that if you see that in Russian Empire, popular people rallied around Tsar Nicholas. As war continued through, the Tsar refused to consult the main party's Duma. Consult the main party Duma and war thin, anti-German sentiments high. This you have to understand. Why? Because as can be seen in the rename of Pittsburgh, anti-sentiment, because people did not like the name of Pittsburgh because it was German name, so they changed the name from Pittsburgh to Petrograd. Zarina Alexandra, German origin, because they hate with German. So the name, because of the name, they did not like an advisor who was the priest, that is Rasputin, made autocracy unpopular, because people did not like, they belong to the uh, another country, and they have this sentiment why they are means, so how he is governing with the help of other person. So under the shadow of this revolution, world war broke out, and means defeats were shocking and demoralizing. Russian armies lost badly, Germany and Austria between 19 and 16, and there were 7 million casualties. You can understand, 7 million means 70 lakh people. 70 lakh casualty took place, and Russian army destroyed the crops building to prevent enemy from being able to live off inland. The destruction of crops, building, over 3 million of refugees in Russia, because when everything is destroyed, so what happened means people start taking shelter in Russia. So population increased. When population increased, what happened? The price goes high, or after that what happens means the scarcity of food take place. So the war also had a severe impact on industries. Everything which was manufacturing, it drained to the Russian armies. Russia's own industry were few in number, and country was cut off. Because of that supplier of industry goods, Germany controlled the Baltic Sea and industrial equipment, because this was the time, if you see that this time Social Democratic Party were very much became popular in Germany. So that controlled the area, and Russian elsewhere Europe, 16 railways lines begin to break down. It disrupted. Able-bodied men were called upon for war. Again means the people who could fight better, they were called upon. As a result, there were the labor shortage, and small workshops producing essential were shut down. Means another business which were continue in the country, they were shut down. Large supplies of the grains were sent to feed the army. Me, because when battle is continue, war was continue, all the edible items firstly they sent to Russia, and the people in the cities bread flour became scarce. Means for the common people, ration or edible commodities were rare in the country. So this had happened in the First World War. Now we'll see after that how in the Russian Revolution took place in two forms. First is of February Revolution in Petrograd, another one is of October, and both are very important. Why? How the people brought change in the society, we'll discuss in this segment in the next video. Till then, thank you. Have a nice day.